What's up? Merry Christmas. A couple people had some great things to say about the last video I shot, so it's keeping me wanting to make more of them. So let's get into it. Link building. So let's break down typical link building strategy today. Typically what we do, right? So you're an SEO, you've just been hired by a client, good for you, you've been brought in-house, and you've got a site. So we all starting with that. And you realize that you need to do outreach, right? We got to build links. So I got to find something to reach out to people with, a bunch of different sites, and you're constantly reaching out to people, trying to get them to link to your site. You then look at those sites and you maybe prioritize them based on different domain metrics. And now what I want you to be thinking of is how this is explained to a client. So to a client, you're saying, okay, I'm going to reach out to a bunch of websites. They go, okay, great. Which ones are you going to reach out to? And you're not going to say usually things related to their brand. You're going to talk about domain authority and page authority and link value passing over. Tip number one, that is completely foreign to most clients, okay? So once you talk through that, you say, okay, I'm going to get those people to link to your site. And then when they do that, that's going to help you to rank better in Google. Great. Second point, the client's going to say, well, do I need 4 links? Do I need them to all be high domain authority? Why not 40? How many do I need? That is a legitimate question for a client to ask. How many links do you think that I need? And then what is a typical SEO response? Well, it's not so black and white. They have different values. And if they have a bunch of links on the page, it might not push as much value. And all that sounds like, maybe I should just give my money to the PPC people who talk about money. So you've got your site, you're hoping that these signals, Google will see those signals, and you kind of pray that when people search Google for whatever it is, that you rank. But then that's not where the job ends. You then have got to get clicks, right? Like so if all this works out just as you planned, client might ask here, how high do you think I can rank? If I need 20 links, let's say, or if I need to get 10 real big juicy links so that I can rank for this in the top 5, well, if I can go get 100, could I be number 1? That's a legitimate set of questions to deduce. And we know the answer is, oh, well, it's not so black or white. So then, once we have convinced, and this is how I've pitched my clients for links up until last year and a half, you go, okay, well, then we're gonna get clicks, and then we're gonna pray those clicks get traffic, and then we're gonna pray that that traffic converts. Or maybe we don't even think about that. Maybe what we're hoping is that by getting the links to Google that you rank better for a whole bunch of other words that you might actually convert for that aren't necessarily the link building that we're doing. Let's back all this up. You can't explain that to a non-search professional. You can't explain that you need to, this is what people can understand. I need to reach out to a bunch of sites to get them interested in your business. People can follow that. They go, well, which sites? You go, well, based on their page authority or domain authority, or even if you're using that internally, it's still like, what is that? And then the question's always going to be, well, 6 has to be better than 4, right? Do you want $4 or $6, right? Do you want 4 links or 6 links? Once you tell somebody something's good, the typical mindset is, well, more good is gooder, right? So they're going to say, I need more. And then you go, well, you don't really need more. Well, how do you know? Well, I actually, as an SEO, don't know how many links you need. I know more links is good. Well, then what's my marginal value? When do I stop getting more links? To just keep getting more of them because that's what we're supposed to do. So this system of then telling people that that's going to send signals to Google and that we're going to rank higher always leads people to say, well, how high do you think we're going to rank if we get these links? We don't freaking know. We have no idea. So then when it stops there and I'm going to help you to rank, clients still may sign on, but they're really confused unless you're selling specifically to an SEO buyer. Then they're going to understand all of this a lot better. But I do think to do the kind of work that I dream of doing is I've got to be able to have design people and SEOs and PPC people and social people all at the table together. So if you're trying to do bigger ideas, you're typically going to need people other than the SEO team to push it. Let me go and give you an example and write up the way that I think linking should go. The modern SEO is going to say, there's 3 sites out there. We believe sites like these, based on your past links from sites that looked like these, will lead to traffic for you. People can get that. Oh, so this website sent me 100 visitors last year, and this one sent me 1,000, and this one sent me 500? Yes, ma'am, they did. Then you can say, and I just found that these two sites haven't sent as much traffic lately. Let's find out why. You dig into why, and you find out they're not linking to you the way they did last year. So then your strategy should be, hey, if these traffic sources are leading to great outcomes, then maybe my first job is to go back and get them interested in you again. Let me show you how that works. So you take these 1,500 searches, or visitors, let's just say, and then you say, all right, client, what are the highest value touch points on your website? I'm assuming that one is your contact form, right, or your shopping cart. One might be a newsletter. And then you know what I believe is you always place a value on the visit, because in PPC, the expectation isn't that every click leads to a conversion. So the value for somebody visiting your site has to be greater than 0, even if it's only $1. Let's say a newsletter sign up is $10. Most clients, myself included, if somebody asked me this, I'd have no idea what a newsletter sign up is worth. So I'd go, I don't know. And here's what you say to them. Is it worth $1, $10, $100, $1,000? Get them to give you something. So then you can say newsletter. Let's say they said, that's 25 bucks. Let's go with that. And then contact form, that's really big, or completed cart, whatever it may be. Let's say that that's $1,000 value. Great. So now you can take these 3 websites and say, well, or these 2, last year or 2 years ago, they sent you 1,500 people. We found that of that 1,500, right, all 1,500 visited, we found that 50 signed up for your newsletter and 10 hit your contact form. Let's do the simple math. $10,000 a year in value if I can get them to send that traffic again. Same site or similar sites. Newsletter, let's just make this 50 because I'm horrible at math, is 250. No, 2,500. Told you. And visits, 1,500. So now what do we have? We have a revenue-based way of talking to our clients about the impact of links versus that more typical way of domain authorities, and we hope it helps you to rank. Notice nothing in here yet is about Google. This is about making you money, which everybody's gonna get. So people can get visitors, they can get pages, they can get, each page has a certain value, and they can get money. So now I've got a $14,000 link building idea for you that, assuming that we keep that relationship up, should continue to net you that money year in and year out with that website or the other sites we find. So let's say you find these 2 and you go out and you find 6 more that you believe look like these 2. Well, then you multiply this number by 6, multiply all this out and say, hey, best case scenario, if I find 6 more sites like this is the value. And then the thing is, at the very end, what you do is you go, oh, and by the way, all these links and whatnot, they're gonna send a great signal to Google. And I kind of expect that your rankings will go up an average of X. And on these pages, and that's a made up number, but it's a byproduct. It's not the main product. So when I say, yeah, your ranks are probably gonna go up, let's say your average ranking that's like 8, 9, or 10 is gonna move in a 5, 6, and 7. And based on your conversion rates on these top pages, if they move up like that, I think you have a chance to earn another $100,000, let's just say, in revenue by getting more rankings for all of that. Now what you've done is you usually pitched a client to pay for the idea with the direct revenue on the hopes that long-term, the revenue from Google and organic helps them to make it make sense. Thanks so much. Keep the comments coming. I'll keep recording.